Any problems or thoughts the shareholders want to share with the president, they should write to Donna Quiros, either by email or hard copy, and Donna will forward it to me. It's the fastest way to get it to me. All right? Now, the president has a motion, and this is the motion. Whereas MGCA is an independent organization having its own bylaws, and whereas the Community Relations Committee is a standing committee of MGCA, and whereas the Community Relations Committee is listed on the MHHE website as a standing committee of MGCA, and whereas the board in September 2010, over the objections of 2 board members pointing out the conflict with MGCA, made the Community Relations Committee a committee of the board, be it resolved that the motion passed September 28, 2010, and appended here 2.4 be rescinded. It's 2 pages, you have everything. Is there a second? It's been seconded by Alfred. Discussion. Mike. Take a look.
I think I'm speaking too fast or too softly. So I'm going to slow down and talk loudly.
Good.
So my question is, I'm just looking at the bylaws here for MGCA. I guess I'm a little bit confused about, there are a few committees here that I mentioned that are part of MGCA, yet they are also board committees, like security. It's mentioned here in the bylaws as being a committee. You're shaking your head.
No, it's not. John is the head of security. John picked the people on that committee. We have nothing to do with MGCA. They could have their own committee.
No, but what I'm saying is I'm confused about the bylaws here, the MGCA bylaws, because it's...
You'll have to talk to MGCA.
All right, so you're saying that it's okay to have the contradictions in here, but you're referring to one piece of it, just specifically for CRC.
My whereas are clear.
Okay, I'll wait.
Dan?
So, I object to this motion. I think that, especially because, I mean, this is a Community Relations Committee, connotes that, that whatever this committee takes on should really have the imprimatur, or at least should have some alignment with the governance of the corporation. We are the governance of the governing body of the community. It is not MGCA. When you're talking, I think, about a lot of there's, in addition to, I think that, the great work that this committee has done, emergency food program, recycling program, Hands Across the Street. This is a committee that actually has relationships with our elected officials. Can have can actually facilitate a lot of facilitate things, and solve problems that can flare up in this community. I think leaving that to a in the hands of a body that, whatever you want to say about it is not representative by the very nature of it. It can't even figure out its own election, building elections. It does not have a formal elections process like the board does. It sends the message that we don't care what we think about this community, about our relations in the community. The board is basically advocating its duty, and it's sending it off to an organization that really, it does not speak for, that has not been, properly elected.
Chief?
I just want to make a note, like to reiterate like what Maitre said. I think what Maitre mentioned is that, to me, it's a little bit confusing, because this is MGCA bylaws, and then they have their own standing committee, which includes, now the standing committees of MGCA shall include the community relations, employees Christmas fund, gardens, I believe now it's grounds, and then maintenance advisory, recreation center, I guess it's gym, maybe. I don't know. Recycling and the security committee. But from what I can see now, grounds committee and the security committee, they are under the board. It's a board, so they're really confusing. I remember if Ezra was here, he really mentioned that when we last time we discussed this issue, like you mentioned, the board passed a motion saying community relationship is part of the board committee. He even mentioned that the two bylaws don't agree. So I'm saying that, yeah, this is pretty complicated. And then also in MGCA's committee report, in our last year just passed annual report, it says like a joint, like community relationship committee is a joint board MGCA committee. So it's like two. It's standing in two places. So I really don't know. Maybe it's like our bylaws. The bylaw committee will change bylaw. So maybe we need some kind of like discussion between MGCA and the board to resolve this issue, so we don't have conflict. I think like everybody knows security committee, grounds committee are board committees. So I really don't know what's the best way to do this. Maybe we do a joint something.
Yeah, I think it's so funny because I had put in a motion and you have the same exact motion right before mine. It's quite a coincidence. I was actually going to address some of these issues.
Well, Spike got in on Monday morning.
Oh.
That's fascinating.
Sneaky.
Came after me.
And so I don't know if I should jump ahead because I think there's obviously significant overlap between the two discussions.
We have to deal with this motion.
All right, that's fine. So I guess to the point that she's bringing up, what is our plan for security and grounds? Because those apparently are supposed to be MGCA committees, not board committees. So are we going to now declare those as only MGCA committees? Is that the plan as well?
The motion speaks for what it says. That's what we're dealing with, the motion.
I'm pretty clear on that. Okay. I'll see about discussion next week.
Hearing no other discussion, calling for a vote. All in favor, raise your hands, please. Seven. All opposed, raise your hands, please. Dan? Thank you. Okay, the president's report is completed.